Hey guys, Dr. Chandler here at Athens State University, and today's video is on Module 5 as a part of CE 620 Teaching and Training, and this is the final module for this course. So Module 5, you will see that it covers chapters 15 through 18 of the text, and there are some specific goals that the author has outlined for us for this particular module. The first goal is for you to help you guys to develop a set of tools to effectively manage your courses or your teaching environment. And then the second goal is to help you to develop an understanding of behavioral issues. And so one of the essential questions that I ask is, do we have behavioral issues with adult learners? And kind of thinking about that. And some of you guys may be teaching or training folks who don't really fall into the adolescent or adult. You may not. It may be hard for you to think about them as adult learners because you may still consider them like upper adolescent. But nonetheless, what type of behavioral issues do we deal with? Then the third goal is to help you all to understand issues related to academic honesty. So this is dealing with plagiarism, copyright laws, and so forth. I don't know that we could ever have enough information or enough tools on how to deal with this. You're going to notice when you go to turn in your philosophy for this particular course, which is your final project, your final assignment, that you're going to turn that in through a program that we use called SafeAssign. So SafeAssign, when you have to agree to the terms whenever you submit there, but basically it creates like this large bank of written material, including that's available online, and so it scans and shows like when we can run something through SafeAssign, and it will show us the percentage of the document that has been scanned that has been copied or already exists. So like it may give us a percentage like 20% or 12%, or it could be more. We've had some like 95% before when we scan them. So that helps. That's one way to like identify plagiarism in a quick format. But it creates this large bank of written material, so it protects your intellectual property as a participant in courses, in addition to protecting and helping us to identify those who maybe just go out and find things online and submit them. But anyway, so you'll notice that when you go to turn in your final philosophy. But that's what the third goal for Module 5 is. And then our fourth goal is to help in understanding the copyright laws in relation to online learning environment, and how they differ from nonprofits and other institutions. So both dealing with plagiarism and with copyright issues, you should definitely consult your institution, your business, your industry, or your school about your specific laws and your rules and how that works. So make sure you're looking at your policies for that too. And then finally, the fifth goal for Module 5 goes back to that final project, your updated philosophy of teaching, and then how that might be different from a face-to-face environment or an online environment. And I've said this each time, this particular book, by the title, it focuses on online learning. However, I think that you can modify or adapt the different tools and the different suggestions provided for different types of learning environments. Short-term face-to-face, blended learning environments, full courses, online. I think that they can be applicable if we just take a moment to think about them in various settings. So the training competencies are to help you to develop a set of templates and tools, so resources for managing your teaching, develop effective strategies for managing behavior, plan effective strategies to reduce plagiarism, and then demonstrate a basic understanding of intellectual property issues that may come up. So those are the training competencies for Module 5. And you will see as you go through that I have linked for you. I'm going to switch over from the book to actually in Module 5 on Blackboard. So you'll see you've got your required reading as always, and then some supplemental PowerPoint presentations that are read by the author. And then you have your links for discussion board, and your link for your time management assignment, and your final philosophies link. So that final project link can be found under the assignments tab or in Module 5. And you also want to be sure that you complete your final reflective journal entry. But if you'll click on the final philosophies, you can read more about the expectation of your product that you're going to produce. The final product for this course is the submission of a revised general philosophy of teaching. So 50 points of the 125 available for this assignment, this final product, are for you to revise. Now, maybe you've never written a teaching philosophy, and if you haven't, then it will be your initial philosophy. But we're just saying here because most folks have at least had to do something similar in another course, either in this graduate program or in your undergraduate program, so that you're going to revise. You don't have to start afresh if you already have an existing philosophy, but if not, then you will write a general philosophy of teaching for 50 points. Then you will write a new, so you probably don't have a philosophy, but if you do, it's okay, just revise that one too. But anyway, a newly written philosophy of online teaching. So you want to revise and turn in your initial philosophy. What do you think about teaching and learning? And you'll have 50 points allocated for that. And then 75 points for this new philosophy that you're writing. Based on everything that has been covered in the modules, in the text, and in this course, the other resources that you have reviewed, what is now your teaching philosophy of online teaching and training? So while these are two individual philosophies, I would like for you to submit them as one document. So you need to write them out, put them into one Word document or PDF. And again, you're going to use SafeAssign, so which will help check for plagiarism. There are two things that you can look for like suggestions and support as you work on this philosophy, and they are linked here when you actually are in the assignment tab. So once you click on the final philosophy, you'll see that there's a link for a great resource to assist you in writing a teaching philosophy that you can just click there, and that will take you to an online resource. And then there's also the author's activity 5.1, that the author has provided within the text, which is like a worksheet that you can go through and answer some questions to help you get your thoughts together and to plan for writing your philosophy. So you can use both of those. You do not have to turn either of those things in. It's only your written philosophy is the only thing you're actually going to submit for the 125 points, but those are just there to give you support and to help you and assist you with the writing of the philosophy. And again, you are going to be using SafeAssign here, so it's a plagiarism tool. By submitting this paper, you agree that you are submitting your paper to be used and stored as part of the SafeAssign services, and it goes over the Blackboard policies that you can read, and that you know and understand what you're doing. But you are submitting your document, which will go into this greater bank of written intellectual property, so that it can be scanned against when other people turn in papers and assignments as well. So you will write your philosophy, save it as a Word or a PDF, and then you will attach that as a file in through SafeAssign. And you have to click that you agree to submit your paper to the Global Reference Database. And so you will do that, and then you can submit. And that's your final product for the course. So that wraps up the class for us, teaching and training. Thank you guys for your patience and for your participation. I know it's a lot of discussion board, a lot of communicating with each other, but hopefully you have found that to be beneficial. And that the reflective journal, that's another thing that the Module 5 discusses from the author, is the importance of reflecting on our own learning and our activities and our behaviors. So hopefully you have seen that participating in the reflective journal has been helpful with that as well. So thank you guys, and I hope to see you in classes later on.